Once upon a time, a boy named Jack lived with his father. Jack liked to read the story of the giants, a story his mother used to tell him before she died. The story said that long ago, monks found magic beans that they hoped would grow a path to heaven. But when the stalk grew, they found a land called Gantua, home of fierce giants. The giants came down to earth, took what they wanted, and learned to eat human flesh. Princess Isabelle also liked this story. Her mother read it to her. Her mother explained that the monks used dark magic to control the giants. They melted the giants' hearts and made a crown from them. King Eric used a crown to enslave the giants and send them back to Gantua. He cut the stalk and peace returned. The crown and the beans were buried with him, and the story became a legend. When Jack's father tucked him in, Jack asked if the giants would return. His father said the king's guardians would stop them, then admitted the giants were not real. At the castle, Isabelle's mother told her that King Eric was real and that Isabelle was of his blood. When the girl said she had seen his grave in the catacombs, her mother realized she had been wandering, but let it go. Later that night, Jack kept reading. The story saying the giants would one day return and kill the last of Eric's line. 10 years later, Jack's uncle sent him to the city to sell their horse. Jack reached town and was distracted by a theater show telling the story of King Eric. He saw a girl in the crowd. It was Isabelle, though he did not know it at first. When 3 men bothered her after the show, Jack stepped in and got punched. A royal guardian arrived, and the men fled. Jack realized the girl was the princess as she climbed onto a horse. When Jack went back outside, his cart was stolen. Meanwhile, Roderick and Wick walked through the castle, speaking about Roderick's future marriage to the princess. They went to check the relic room and saw the magic beans were gone, but the crown was still there. Roderick ordered the gates closed and the monk found. The monk ran through the city and met Jack, who was trying to sell the horse. The monk offered 10 coppers, but had no money, so he gave Jack the beans as payment, calling them holy relics. He warned Jack not to lose them or get them wet. Jack accepted without knowing their power. Guards caught the monk soon after. Isabelle returned to the castle, and Elmont, her guardian, scolded her. At the same time, Jack's uncle yelled at him for trading the horse for beans and threw them on the floor. Isabelle argued with her father about choosing her own life, but he demanded she marry Roderick. That night she ran away again. Roderick and Wick questioned the monk, who warned them that the beans were dark magic. Roderick killed him. A storm came. Jack worried about his uncle, and Isabelle, lost in the rain, saw the light from Jack's house and went toward it. Jack led her inside. They spoke about books and adventures. They both pretended not to know they had met earlier. As they talked, water touched a bean under the house. It began to grow. Jack gave Isabelle his book on giants. She thanked him. Then the ground shook. A huge stalk burst through the floor. The house rose into the sky. Jack was thrown out, Isabelle trapped inside. Jack climbed the stalk to reach her. She opened the door and almost knocked him off. He caught her hand, but fell, keeping her bracelet. The house kept rising. Jack landed at the bottom and passed out. In the morning, the king woke him. Jack explained what happened. Roderick and Elmont prepared to climb the stalk with guards. Jack joined them. As they climbed, some men died from the danger on the stalk. Only 6 remained. They reached the top and entered Gantua. They searched for Isabelle. Roderick threatened Jack for the beans, and Jack gave him the pouch, but kept 1 bean hidden. Elmont found signs Isabelle had passed through. Jack found his book on the ground. They split into groups. Elmont, Craw, and Jack stepped into a giant's trap. A giant arrived, ate a sheep, then smelled Craw. The giant chased him, caught him, and carried both Craw and the unconscious Elmont away. Jack followed. The other group reached a cliff. Wick was eaten by a giant. Roderick used the crown to save himself. Jack followed the giant to the giant city. Isabelle was trapped in a cage, questioned by a giant. She said she was alone, but the 2-headed giant, General Fallon, knew she was Eric's descendant. He showed her to the other giants. The giant that carried Craw and Elmont brought them in. Craw insulted Fallon, and Fallon ate him. Roderick arrived wearing the crown. The giants bowed. Roderick took the throne and ordered the giants to prepare for war at dawn and follow him to Earth. Fallon was angry, but obeyed for the moment. Jack found the treasure room, then heard Isabelle and Elmont being taken to the kitchen to be cooked. Jack followed, snuck in, and helped Elmont escape from dough. The giant cook grabbed Isabelle. Jack stabbed the giant with a knife, and the giant killed itself by hitting the wall. Almont said, Jack, save them. Jack said he knew a way out. The king on earth wondered if he should cut the stalk. At the edge of Gantua, a giant waited for the army. Jack cleaned Isabelle's wound. She regretted running away, but Jack said if she had not, Roderick would have taken the kingdom. They followed a river and found the sleeping giant guard. Jack used a beehive to make the giant fall off the cliff. Isabelle hugged Jack. Almont said he must stay behind to stop Roderick and made Jack a guardian. Jack and Isabelle climbed down. The king ordered the stalk cut even though his daughter had not returned. The stalk began to fall. Jack and Isabelle reached the bottom and swung clear before it collapsed into the palace. Almont rode the falling stalk and survived. The king reunited with Isabelle. Jack left, but the king called him back and thanked him. Meanwhile in Gantua, Fallon found the remaining beans, threw them in water, and new stalks began to grow. The giants climbed down. Jack saw them and warned the king. The giants reached the city and attacked. Almont prepared defenses. The king crossed the drawbridge. Jack jumped onto it as Fallon leapt after him. Almont pushed Fallon into the burning oil, but Fallon survived underwater. Giants threw flaming trees. The humans fought back, but were pushed hard. Fallon found a way under the castle and chased Jack and Isabelle into the catacombs, and then into the royal rooms. They ran up a staircase, but Fallon broke through the wall and caught them. He grabbed Isabelle and then Jack. Jack threw the last bean into Fallon's mouth. It grew inside him and killed him as it tore through the palace. The crown fell beside Jack. The giants at the gates saw the beanstalk collapse and kneeled when Jack came out wearing the crown. Peace returned. Years later, Jack read the story to his children. They asked about the crown. He said it was in a safe place. The crown was shown in the present in Westminster Abbey. In the years that followed the story of Jack the Giants, and the battle spread across the land.